Welcome back, students. In this video I am going to discuss about the disorders. First of all, I will be discussing about Mendelian disorders, and then I will be discussing about the chromosomal disorders. Okay, so first of all, let me start with the Mendelian disorder. First we will be discussing about the hemophilia. Okay, the disease hemophilia. See, hemophilia is a bleeding disorder. What is it? It's a bleeding disorder. Okay, and means if there is any cut or injury, okay, the bleeding that continues for a long time, the clotting gets delayed. Also, we call it is a okay. Let me write the disease why it is first. Okay, the bleeding disorder, the bleeding gap, it continued for a long time. The clotting of the blood that delayed due to the inadequate availability of a blood protein factor. Okay, blood protein factor 8. It's a protein factor. Also, it is known as anti-hemophilia factor. Okay. So this is the protein. The absence of this protein, okay, that leads to this hemophilia problem. The clotting mechanism gets delayed. Now, genetically, if we look at this disease, it is a X-linked recessive disorder. X-linked recessive disorder. Okay, X-linked means we are talking about the X chromosome. Remember this. Okay, X chromosome we are talking about. Recessive disorder means it's not dominant. Okay, that you have to understand it. X chromosome linked, okay, recessive disorder genetically. If you talk about the hemophilia. Okay. Now, this is the basic part. Now, how it happens, how it transmits. See, this time in this hemophilia, what happens is that males are where the disease get expressed. Okay, and females, they are the carrier of the disease. Very rarely it happens that females get affected by the disorder. Okay, they are mainly the carrier, and males they are actually where the disease get expressed. Okay, so and it is, remember, it's a X chromosome linked disorder. So normally what happens, if we look at the normal chromosome combination, normal female, if we talk about the normal female, what is the normal female, what is the chromosome combination? XX, right? Now if I talk about what would be the chromosome combination, pattern of chromosome combination of a carrier female, I said that the female is the carrier mainly of this disease, right? So the chromosomes will be XX, but here one X chromosome will be affected by hemophilia. So this one X chromosome, this chromosome is carrying the problem, the defect. So XHX, H for hemophilia. Okay, so this one X chromosome is getting affected by the problem. So this is the combination of chromosome in case of carrier female. The disease does not expressed in this female. She is only the carrier of the disease. Okay. Now, if in case the female gets hemophilia, then the hemophiliac female means that now the female gets affected by the problem. By the means female is now having the hemophilia. So it is XHXH. Both the X chromosome should be affected. Then only the female will be affected by the hemophilia, which is very rare. Now, Normal, if you look at the normal male, what is the normal male chromosome combination? XY. So male is having only one X chromosome. So, and we know that we will not write carrier male because males are not carrier in this case, hemophilia. Males are only where the disease can express. So, we can write here hemophiliac male. What will be the chromosome pattern? XHY. So males have only one X chromosome, and if this is affected, then the male is the hemophilia. The disease will express here. Females have option; they have two X chromosomes. So if one gets affected, they are the carrier. If both gets affected, which is rare, they will be hemophilia. In case of male, we don't have any option. We have only one X chromosome, and if this is affected, we are hemophilia. Means males are hemophilia. Okay, so this is the pattern of chromosome. Okay, in case of this hemophilia, I hope you understand. If you understand this one, then you can be able to solve some problem. Okay, let me try one or two problems, then it will be clear to you. Okay, here if a carrier female of the disease, okay, married with a normal male, then what would be the possibility that the offspring will be hemophilia? Understood my question? Okay, if a carrier female married to a normal male, okay, means the male does not male is not having any hemophilia at all. Okay, but the female is the carrier of the disease, then what would be the possibility that the offspring will be hemophilia? So carrier female means what? Carrier female means XHX. We have just learned it. Okay. Normal male married to a normal male. So XY. Okay. Then what would be the possibility of the offspring will be hemophilia? So let's make the period square. Okay. So the female one XHX will write here. Male one XY will write here. And we know how to do this calculation of period square. Okay, so it will be XXH you can write here, XHY we can write. This is XX, this is XY. Now see, this female, one X is affected, so she is the carrier of the disease. Okay, so she is going to be the carrier of the disease, the daughter. This daughter is normal. Okay, this son is normal, but look at this son, he is hemophilia. He is hemophilia. Understood? One X chromosome is affected, so he is hemophilia. So in this case we can say that out of all children, we can say that there is 25% possibility. 25% possibility that the offspring will be hemophilia. Okay, mind my sentence I am saying. Okay, 25% possibility that the offspring will be hemophilia. Another way I can say that there is 50% chance that the sons will be hemophilia. If I consider only the sons, I will say 50% possibility that the sons will be affected by hemophilia. But if I consider all, then we will say there is 25% possibility that the offspring will be hemophilia. Okay, and out of the girls, 50% chance that the girl will be carrier. Okay, so this is how we find out the possibilities. Now, if we try another example, let's try. Okay, now it is says that the carrier female married to a hemophiliac male. Okay, carrier female means XHX married to a hemophiliac male. So now XHY, right? Then what will be the probability or possibility that the offspring will be hemophilia? Let's see. So XHX and XHY. So XHXH, XHY, XXH and XY. See, now see, 25% possibility, okay, you can say not 25%, you can say the 50% possibility that the offspring will be hemophilia. This daughter is hemophilia, this son is hemophilia. So 50% possibility that the offspring is going to be hemophilia, right? This is the daughter who is carrier, this son is normal. So only 25% possibility that the offspring will be normal. Okay, 25% possibility that the offspring will be carrier. Okay, or you can say that 50% of the daughter will be the hemophilia and rest 50% will be the carrier. In the sons, 50% of the son will be hemophilia, 50% is going to be normal. Okay, so this is how we have to calculate out the hemophilia. Understood? So there may be many questions like this. Okay, if you practice from your book, okay, the more the practice, better the understanding. Now, this is all about hemophilia. Now, colorblind. Colorblind is as same as hemophilia. Means in the pattern. If you look at the pattern, then it is as same as hemophilia. Females are carrier, males where the disease get expressed of colorblind. Okay. Only just while writing the chromosome, what you will write in hemophilia, we write like this XHY or XHX. H. We use the term. The word H here. In colorblind, we just write C here. That's it. Understood? Rest everything, the pattern of inheritance remains same with I as it is in the hemophilia. Okay? So separately we will not do the colorblind. Now, directly we will be moving to the next disease. Is the sickle cell anemia. Okay? Sickle cell anemia. See. Anemia, we know that lack of blood due to the destruction of the RBC. Okay. Now, this sickle cell anemia, it is a sickle cell anemia. In short, I am writing. Okay. It is a autosomal recessive disorder. So hemophilia was sex chromosome linked, X linked, and this is autosomal recessive disorder. Okay. There are three types of. Now, in case of this, remember one thing. If both the parents are the carrier of the disease, then only the offspring will be suffering from this anemia. Only in this case, if both the parents are the carrier of the disease. Okay, carrier, not expressed. There are two pair of alleles which are basically responsible for this hemophilia. Okay, one is HBA, another is HBS. These are the two alleles which are basically responsible for the disease. Okay. See, we can make three different types of pairs out of these alleles. One can be HBA, HBA. This is a gene. Another can be HBS, HBS and HBS. This one another can be. Another one HBA and HBS. This one. So three types of genes we can get with different types of allele combination out of these two alleles. Okay. So in this case, this is very normal. No carrier, no disease. When both, this is homozygous condition. Okay. In this case, it will be hemophilia. The anemic. Okay. Where the disease get expressed. Where this one is actually the carrier. Because one normal, one affected. S for sickle cell, affected. A is normal one. Okay. So it's a heterozygous combination where it is carrier. Both are HBS, SBS. In this case, this is the anemic. Understood? So now let's just look at one example. Both the parents are the carrier. Okay. So if I do the P naught square, if both the parents are the carrier of the disease, okay, it means HBA, HBS carrier. Same here, HBA, HBS. Both are the carrier, both parents. Now let's see what happens. I am just writing AB and S. I am not writing H here, HB here. Only A and S. Okay. So AA coming here. This is AS coming here. This is AS coming here. This is SS coming here. Now see, I said that HBS, HBS. This is the, lethal allelic pair. Okay, where the disease will express. HBS, HBS. This is normal, and these two are will be the what? Carrier of the disease. So 25% possibility, okay, that the offspring will be lethal, means anemic. Understood? When both the parents are carrier. Clear? Now let's take another example so that it will be clear. As I said that when both the parents will be carrier, only then the disease will express. So we have seen when both the parents are carrier, yes, the disease is expressed here. Okay, let's take another example. Let's take carrier father and normal mother. Carrier father and normal mother. Okay, so normal mother means what? HBA, HBA. Okay, normal mother. Carrier father. So yeah, carrier father. So HBA and HBS. This is only we write the carrier one. AA normal, AS is the carrier, heterozygous combination. So now let's see. AA, AS, AA, AS. Now see, is there anybody who is lethal, who is having anemia in this condition? Means we have to look at here whether is there any combination of HBS, HBS. No, right? 50% of them are normal, very much normal, and 50% they are the heterozygous, means they are the carrier. These two are the carrier of the disease. These two are normal. So nobody is lethal here. So nobody is getting affected by the anemia. So that's why I said that when both the parents are carrier of the disease, heterozygous combination, then only the possibility is that the offspring will be 25% possibility that the offspring will be anemic. Okay. So now this is how we have seen that how the disease gets inherited. Okay. Now we have to see one more thing in this case of sickle cell anemia, how the disease get expressed. Why the disease take place, why the disease occur. See, this is occur because of a mutation or change in the polypeptide chain of the protein present in the hemoglobin. Okay, we know that proteins are made up of polypeptide chains. Okay, in the hemoglobin there is a protein globin, and there is a chain, polypeptide chain in the protein known as the beta globin chain. Okay, it's a polypeptide chain where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Suppose 7 amino acids are there. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7. At the 6th position of the amino acid, at the 6th position, okay, in this chain, polypeptide chain, there is a amino acid known as glutamic acid. Okay. If this amino acid is replaced by another amino acid known as valine, okay, then what happens? There is structural degeneration of the RBC takes place. Okay, RBC's normal shape is a biconcave shape like this. Okay, now due to this change, okay, glutamic acid replaced by valine at the 6th position, there is structural damage of the RBC takes place. So it becomes a sickle shaped structure like this, and as a result of which RBC gets damaged. Okay. Normal shape of RBC is like this, and then it becomes like this. From biconcave concave to this structure, sickle shape. And due to this kind of structural degeneration, the RBC gets damaged, and as a result of which the blood, it reduced, anemia. So this is the change. Now question comes that why this replacement that takes place? When this replacement takes place? This replacement takes place only when there is low oxygen tension. Low oxygen tension. In this situation, at the 6th position, the glutamic acid is replaced by another amino acid known as valine, and then this kind of change takes place. RBC get destroyed. Okay. So this is what the story behind the sickle cell anemia. We have seen also how it is inherited. Okay. So we have discussed hemophilia, color blind is as same as hemophilia, pattern of inheritance, and sickle cell anemia also we have seen. Okay, pattern of inheritance. Fine. I hope this discussion will help you a lot, and please do practice more questions. Okay, questions on the based on finding out the possibilities of sickle cell anemia or color blindness or hemophilia. Practice more of the questions. Okay, you will get better understanding how it inherits. Okay, I hope my explanation will help you a little bit. Okay, thank you so much. I wait for my next video. The next diseases we will be discussing. Thank you.